NeoKids Adventures! Hello, NeoKids Adventurers! Welcome back to another amazing story full of good moral lessons we'll learn in today's episode. Let's all watch it. Title: The Two Travelers and the Bear, a story of true friendship. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of a vast forest, there lived two friends named Miguel and Moises. They were known throughout the village as the best of friends, always spending their days together, laughing and sharing stories. They had grown up side by side, and their bond seemed unbreakable. One bright and sunny day, Miguel and Moises decided to embark on an adventure. They had heard of a beautiful valley beyond the forest, where the trees stood tall and the rivers ran crystal clear. The stories spoke of the valley's beauty, its sparkling streams, and fruit trees bursting with sweetness. Eager to explore and see it for themselves, they packed their bags with a few supplies and set off early in the morning. As they entered the forest, the air was cool, and the sound of birds singing made their hearts light with joy. Miguel and Moises talked excitedly about the adventure ahead. They imagined themselves finding hidden treasures, or maybe even encountering wild animals, though both secretly hoped they wouldn't. After hours of walking, the sun was high in the sky, and they decided to rest under the shade of a large oak tree. "We're getting closer to the valley," said Miguel, pointing at the sloping hills in the distance. "Yes," agreed Moises, wiping sweat from his forehead. "But this forest is bigger than I thought. Let's be careful. I've heard stories of dangerous creatures living in these woods." Miguel laughed, waving a hand dismissively. "Come on, Moises. You always worry too much. We've got each other. What could possibly go wrong?" They continued their journey, but soon the forest grew darker, and the trail became harder to follow. As they walked, the trees closed in around them, and the cheerful chirping of birds faded into an eerie silence. Suddenly, they heard a rustling in the bushes behind them. Both of them stopped, their hearts pounding. They turned slowly, and to their horror, a large bear emerged from the undergrowth. Its eyes were wild, and its teeth were sharp as it growled menacingly. Moises, overcome with fear, immediately dashed toward a nearby tree. Without thinking of Miguel, he scrambled up the tree as fast as he could, climbing higher and higher until he was safe from the bear's reach. Miguel, however, was left standing alone, frozen in place, as the bear lumbered closer. His mind raced as he tried to remember what he had learned about bears. Then, in a moment of desperation, he threw himself to the ground and lay perfectly still, holding his breath. He had heard that bears often ignore things they believe are dead, so he decided to play dead and hope for the best. The bear approached Miguel, sniffing around him for what felt like hours. Miguel could feel the bear's warm breath on his skin, but he remained completely still, not daring to move. After a long, tense moment, the bear, seemingly uninterested, lost interest in him and wandered off into the forest. When the bear had disappeared from sight, Moises carefully climbed down from the tree. His face was pale, and his hands trembled as he approached Miguel. "Are you all right?" he asked nervously, helping his friend to his feet. Miguel stood up slowly, dusting himself off. His expression was calm, but his eyes were full of disappointment. "I'm fine," he said quietly. Moises tried to smile, though he could see the hurt in Miguel's face. "That was close, wasn't it? I'm so glad the bear didn't hurt you." "But what were you thinking? Just lying there like that?" Miguel looked Moises in the eyes, his voice steady. "While I was lying there, I thought I heard the bear whispering something in my ear." Moises raised an eyebrow. "Whispering? What did it say?" "It told me," Miguel continued, his voice growing firmer, "to never trust a friend who runs away when you're in danger." Moises' face flushed with shame, and he looked down at the ground. He knew exactly what Miguel meant. When danger had come, he had abandoned his friend, thinking only of his own safety. He had left Miguel to face the bear alone, showing fear instead of friendship. "I'm so sorry, Miguel," Moises said, his voice barely a whisper. "I didn't mean to leave you behind. I was just so scared." Miguel sighed, but his expression softened. "I understand being scared, but real friendship is about more than just being there when things are easy. It's about standing by each other, even when things get tough." Moises nodded, tears welling up in his eyes. "I promise I'll never abandon you again, no matter what happens." Miguel smiled faintly and placed a hand on Moises's shoulder. "I know you won't, but next time, let's face our challenges together." The two friends walked on in silence for a while, each deep in thought. The valley was still far ahead, but they both knew their adventure had taught them a lesson far more valuable than anything they might find in the valley. From that day forward, Miguel and Moises remained close friends, but their friendship had changed. It was no longer based just on shared laughter and fun, but on trust, loyalty, and the understanding that true friends never leave each other behind, especially in times of need. Morale of the story: true friendship is shown in times of need, not just when things are easy. A real friend stands by your side through thick and thin, even when danger or hardship arises. If you think you like our video story for today, please subscribe to our channel. You may also like, share, and click the bell button to be notified for more video updates in the future. Thank you all for watching. Until then, see you next time.